Hello, and welcome to a look at a challenge of the Gobots for the Commodore 64, a game that was released by Reaktor and done by Anthony Crowder. If that name rings a bell, it should if you are a veteran Commodore 64 gamer, because of course he was known for games like Iridium and LA Cat and similar games, and mainly also known for making use of assembly programming in his games. A code type which is quite complicated, but um, he always did it, and his the result was usually quite noticeable in his game. They usually ran smoother, faster, whatever, than most other similar type games. Now, when I bought this game many years ago, I had no knowledge of Gobots. I had heard of Transformers, but um, I think it was the description on the back of the box that caught my attention and made me buy it. And the game actually came with a story on tape that was very, very exciting. The voice acted and the great sound effects and all sorts of things, really setting you in the mood to play this game. It is undeniable that there is a certain likeness between Gobots and another very, very popular franchise, Transformers, and I have no idea which came first. I assume Transformers, but regardless, Gobots was created by Hanna-Barbera, which of course should be known for long-running animation series like The Flintstones, The Jetsons, and everyone's favorite cat and mouse, Tom and Jerry. The plot of this game completely eludes me. I have utterly and completely forgotten about it, except for the fact that you, as the hero who's quite capable of not transforming, let's call it Goboting, into a spacecraft of some description, has to go and rescue his scooter friends. The scooters are either parked up or being carried away by flying or grounded enemies, and you can blow up the grounded or flying enemies in order to get them to release the scooters and then catch them midair for bonus points. The weapons even you have available are the laser when you are in flight form, and you can mine rocks to throw at grounded enemies or airborne if they are close enough. And of course, the scooters themselves, you use them to throw at these reactor core base things that resembles giant apples. Because I mean, what else have you got friends for except for throwing them at objects? Once you have thrown enough friends at enough objects, you will complete the level and progress to the next level where you will do more of the same with an increased challenge. Even though you have two levels to play on, the top and the bottom, they are actually tied together into one straight line. So while you can play on both the top and bottom level, you can also just stick to the bottom or stick to the top if you like, and scroll the screen far enough, and it will eventually loop around. So you are not required to use both levels in order to complete the individual levels. From a graphical point of view, I have no complaints about this game. It's a game from 1987, and it looks better than most games from that time. You can easily identify what is friendly and what is not friendly, and everything looks appropriately somewhat cartoony, so I have no issues with the graphics at all. The music by Ben Daglish is a very catchy tune that you may love or hate, and personally I wouldn't necessarily say I love it, but I find it quite enjoyable. The sound effects are satisfying and rewarding. The sound of blowing the cores up is very satisfying, and of course rescuing your friends, the pling sound kind of thing is they all of a very high quality. So graphics, sound, I find this game very acceptable and on the higher end of good quality. The gameplay is as you see on the screen, and nothing more, nothing less. But the biggest issue a lot of people had with this game was the controls, because the controls can feel extremely slippery. And if you consider the fact that there's an awful lot of things that you can fly into that will cause you to lose a life, having somewhat slippery controls can feel extremely punishing. And not only feel extremely punishing, it is extremely punishing. The fact that you have to use a key on the keyboard in order to throw your friends at the course means that you are trying to aim your friends, throwing them through the air and hit the course and avoid crashing into objects and avoid getting shot at later levels. And I can't blame people for finding it a distraction from any potential enjoyment of this game. For me personally, though, the highest value this game has for me is the memories associated with it. Back when my brother and I were spending our uh, limited funds on buying new games, and this was a game I bought, and the memories of playing it with my brother and all that is something that has to be considered to be priceless. So, on that note, thanks for watching, take care, see you next time. Bye bye for now.